All right, let's get right into it. We're facing a huge problem when it comes to catching criminals. But what if the best weapon we had wasn't just a bigger police force, but a smarter algorithm? Today, we're going to explore CrimeIntellX, a platform that claims to be just that, an AI detective.
So to really get why this is so critical, just look at this number, 54%. In India, that's the conviction rate. Think about that. It means for every 100 people charged with a crime, almost half of them just walk free. Now, that's not just a statistic, it's a sign of a justice system in crisis, which leads to the big question.
Why is the system so broken? Why are so many cases just falling apart? Well, it really boils down to two huge problems that have been a thorn in the side of policing for decades: disconnected information and, you guessed it, easily compromised evidence. Let's break that down.
So, this is what we're calling the crisis of justice. And it's all rooted in how we handle information and evidence. You've got data silos on one side and a completely broken system for managing evidence on the other. You know what? To really understand it, let's follow a case. Okay, so picture this. It starts here with a robbery in Chennai. A first information report, an FIR, gets filed. And the local police, they start their investigation, but they're treating it like a one-off, an isolated crime. Then, a few weeks go by, and a really similar crime happens in a different city, Coimbatore. So what happens? Another FIR is filed, and a whole new investigation kicks off, right from square one. As far as the police there are concerned, these two events have absolutely nothing to do with each other. And then, believe it or not, it happens again, this time in Madurai. So now we have a serial offender who is just hopping from city to city, taking full advantage of a massive blind spot in this system. Because from the viewpoint of each individual police station, nobody is connecting the dots. Every investigation is its own little island. The officers in Madurai have no simple way of knowing about the similar patterns in Chennai or Coimbatore. The criminal just moves on to the next town, leaving this trail of victims that no one can see as a single connected pattern. So here's the bottom line. The story we just walked through, it shows these core flaws perfectly. Police stations are working in total silos, which lets repeat offenders just slip right through the cracks. And to make it all worse, evidence is usually just stored in old-school paper files. These can get lost, damaged, or even tampered with. And that's how perfectly good cases completely collapse in court. But what if you could smash those silos? What if you could lock down that evidence with technology? Well, this is where the story pivots from the problem to the potential solution. This is where an AI detective arrives on the scene. And that AI detective is CrimeIntellX. It's an AI-powered crime intelligence platform. But look, its goal isn't just to digitize the old clunky processes. No, it's designed to fundamentally transform how police investigate crimes, how they manage their evidence, and ultimately, how they get justice for victims, way faster.
Okay, so how does it actually pull that off? What's inside this AI's toolkit? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the core features that make this whole system tick, starting with its most powerful weapon. To really get its secret weapon, we first have to understand this term modus operandi, or MO for short. You've probably heard it. It's basically the criminal's signature, their specific methods, their behaviors, their little quirks. It's not just what crime they commit, but how they do it. And this right here is the key the AI uses to find those hidden connections.
Now, this is where it gets really cool. This is how the AI thinks. When a new crime gets logged, it doesn't just do a simple keyword search. No way. It runs this super sophisticated analysis, and it gives different weights to 4 key things. The type of crime, that gets the most weight, 40%. But look what's right behind it, the modus operandi, that criminal signature, at 30%. Geography and a description of the incident make up the rest. This is exactly how it spots patterns that a human detective, sifting through hundreds of separate files, might totally miss.
And the result of that thinking? What does that actually mean for an investigation? This slide just says it all. The before is weeks, literally weeks of an officer manually digging through dusty paper registers, making phone calls, trying to find a needle in a haystack. The after? Seconds. Just seconds. Suddenly connected cases and serial offenders, like that robber from our story, are exposed almost instantly. It's a total game changer. The platform also goes after that second massive problem, making sure evidence is trustworthy. And it solves this with what they call a tamper-proof evidence vault. Every single file gets its own unique digital fingerprint. You can think of it like a digital wax seal. If even one tiny byte of data is changed on a file, that seal is broken, and the tampering becomes immediately obvious. This is what creates that unbreakable proof that's so important for a case to actually hold up in court. And look, this thing is a whole toolkit, not just a one-trick pony. For instance, its AI face recognition can unmask criminals who are hiding behind different names by linking their photos across completely separate cases. It hands over powerful cyber threat intel, basically putting digital forensic tools that used to be for specialists into the hands of every single officer. It can automatically map out complex networks from call records, showing you who's talking to who. It even uses data to predict crime hotspots, helping police be in the right place at the right time to maybe stop a crime before it even happens.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds incredible, maybe a little too good to be true. Is this just some futuristic idea, or is the market actually ready for something like this? Well, let's look at the timing and the opportunity here. Well, the numbers really speak for themselves. The market for this kind of software in India is already worth over $700 million. And it's projected to more than double to $1.6 billion by 2030. But here's the kicker. The government has already earmarked a massive budget. We're talking over 26,000 crore rupees, specifically for police modernization. The money is there, and the need is undeniable. So, what about the competition? This table lays it out pretty clearly. The current government system, CCTNS, it's mostly just a database for entering information. It doesn't have any of the smart AI features. And private competitors, they might offer one piece of the puzzle, like face recognition. But CrimeIntellX is trying to be the only platform that brings it all together. The AI case matching, the evidence vault, the cyber intel, and predictive mapping, all in one unified system for modern policing. You put all this together, and what it points to is a potential new chapter in policing. A chapter where technology doesn't just, support officers, but actively makes them smarter, amplifying their intelligence and their intuition, and leading to real, tangible results out on the streets. Because at the end of the day, that's really what all this is about. This isn't just about data and cool algorithms. It's about the human impact. Catching serial offenders faster means fewer victims, period. Having tamper-proof evidence means more rightful convictions and more justice for those victims. And being able to proactively prevent crime, well, that just means safer cities for all of us. Which kind of leaves us with this one big final thought. As we get deeper and deeper into this digital age, you have to wonder, in this constant battle to keep our communities safe, could something as simple as carefully written code actually become our most effective weapon against crime? It's a question that platforms like this are forcing all of us to answer.